You are now listening to Tired and Triggered Podcast, produced by Guerrero Film Company.
Welcome back, besties. This is Tired and Triggered. So we took a little bit of a break. I say we, mostly me. I just kind of needed a little bit of a mental health break. But, and not even really mental health, just we prioritize the grind and we're like, go, 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 go. And that's great. But sometimes we ignore the burnout, and the burnout was real. I just had way too much on my plate that I was trying to catch up with. And we were doing some stuff behind the scenes. We are trying to work on things on how to always improve the podcast, things we can bring to the table along those lines. So, with that being said, if you are a small business owner or you have something that you would like to promote, reach out to us. We have a very small fee that we're offering advertisement for. So, let us know. Yeah, so I'm so happy to be back though, because I look forward to this time so much.
All the time.
I really do. I really look forward to it. And it was just one of those things where it was just everything was catching up to me at one time. And burnout is real, and especially as moms too, because we say all the time our lives don't stop, motherhood doesn't stop. We have to, we prioritize showing up for everybody, whether that be friends, family, your job, your kids. Whatever the circumstances are, it is so hard to stay consistent, like to steadily show up, and like with something like this, it's nonstop. Promoting on social media, recording the actual episodes, editing it, trying to be engaging while still living our day-to-day life.
It's always hard. It's
It
always
is.
hard. You don't ever want to disappoint anybody, or or like you said, stop the grind, man.
Yeah.
I always like the
Keep
money
on
coming in,
grinding, yeah.
So it's just hard because you're like, okay, if I don't do it this, it's just hard.
How
but
far is it going to set us back? How far this? But
like you don't want to pay like catch up for a long time, So
I'm the type I work well under pressure. I do my best work when under pressure, but it does catch up with me. Like I get to, I'm like trying to keep track of all, these things. I'm working around my husband's schedule. Then it's like, I prioritize one thing, like I knock my job out, but then my home's slacking, So it's just like I'm one person. I can't be everywhere at one time. And I know moms at home feel this, like you're trying to show up for your kids' sports. You're trying to, show up for your husband in certain ways. You're trying to show up for family members, for birthday parties, events, all these things. And it's like, when do you have that moment to just be like, huh? So I actually reached out to Cynthia and I was just like, I'm so sorry, but I think we need to kind of like take a pause for a moment. I have so much to catch up on. But in those 2 weeks, I missed you so much.
I know. It's just we create a routine, and
Yeah.
just like a little. It's not even work. Like
It's not.
like doing this is not even work for me because it's like a kind of moment, be able to breathe, and
Just bestie chat.
we were just in the kitchen just having a whole conversation, and my brother's like, "This is a whole podcast episode, and we're not even recording."
Like, this is
I'm
just
like,
us.
"Yeah,
Like,
this is what we do.
just how
Doesn't
we
matter.
talk. Yeah.
We just like to kind of let everything go at one time and just catch up and stuff. You would think that we didn't see each other for like a year. All we talked.
I know.
But it's
like this is our bestie time. This is our bestie time with you guys. This is our bestie time together. This is where we unload, we vent, we do all the things.
It's like our little let out.
It is, and I really look forward to it. I enjoy doing it. This is fun for me, and it means the world if it's anything to y'all too. But to prioritize taking a break without feeling guilty is hard because you feel like you have to show up.
Even though we both have kids, it's like you have different things that I wouldn't understand, and I have things that you wouldn't understand. Like we both have kids, but your kids are way smaller.
Yeah.
Like your kids have more, they need you more than,
but we both
my
have
kids.
lives. We both have responsibilities. We both have different things going on, but it's like, it's just a lot sometimes.
It is a lot.
But with that being said, one thing about me and Cynthia, if I'm feeling some kind of way, if she's feeling some kind of way, we can kind of come together as adults and have that discussion. There are things that we have planned, that we have talked about, that ideas that we have, and we always try to bounce them amongst one another. There might be times where there's different faces on here with her, with me, whatever the case may be, but at the end of the day, we're still always solid. no matter what. We're good. A break, then be like, oh, what happened with the podcast?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
They're quick
Like,
to try to say all the negative things, like they
yeah,
probably got in a fight, or they probably don't want to do it anymore. They probably, we know it wouldn't have worked, or we knew it wasn't gonna work out, or we
yeah.
knew they weren't gonna make it.
And
Like,
we're here, we're still recording. Tired and Triggered is still a thing.
we're human. The biggest thing is we're human. We all need breaks. It doesn't matter if it was this week, last week, 3 years from now. Like, we all need a break, and we all need to, like, you said you took the time to reset your house. Like, it's just
I
that
did.
makes you feel so good, like to walk into
My
a clean house, or like
bedroom closet, my
well, I
kids'
saw your
room,
video, yeah.
my pantry. I literally reset every room in the house, but it was one of those things that because I was so busy, it got pushed off for so long.
I feel like when my thing is like to mop with some fabuloso, and just like even walk into my house and just have that smell
clean.
like that, it just makes me have a better day. Like, it just gets me in a good mood.
It does.
Just,
I am a strong believer. Like, if you have a cluttered house or you're in a cluttered room, you have a cluttered mind. Like, because I get overstimulated. I'm like, it messes with my focus. It messes with my attitude. It messes with, that's one thing my mom always told me, like, cluttered room, cluttered mind,
Because it isn't always in the back of your head, like, oh my God. Like,
and
what
I'm like, oh, as a kid, I didn't understand it, but now as an adult, I'm like, please pick up your toys. And they're like, well, I'm playing with them. I'm like, but you're not right now. So let's get them out of the way because it's bothering me.
Yeah, it makes the world a difference. It really does.
But it's one of those things, too, where you see all the TikToks and it's just like, it's a blessing for your house to be lived in.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes it's hard to look past that because it's like sometimes I want my kid can destroy a room in 2 seconds and it never fails. It's always as soon as after I clean.
Mm-hmm.
But I know one day I'm going to be like,
your house is going to be
where's the
tidy,
mess? It's going to be empty.
day and night.
It's going to be, yeah.
You're like, I wish the kids were here to make a mess, or I wish the kids were here to, like, have a dirty room or clothes on the floor, and it's just like they're living their best life, and in college or with the girlfriend or with the boyfriend, or out and about living the best life.
It's crazy to think that one day we'll be experiencing.
And yours are all like, so back to back. So once one's gone, everybody's gone. Yes, it's like not like a break.
I'm gonna have an empty nest.
And I feel like that. Like, my thing was like, no, when my kids are gone, like, I'm gonna be on a cruise on the beach with my margarita,
my best life,
and
while
just,
crying.
Yeah.
I'll be sad and emotional, living my best life.
Yeah, literally. But yes, because me and sis love to adventure, love our vacations. Our husbands not very much, so
they complain about it, but they
always show up. Yeah,
themselves.
we could just swipe the card like we usually do, and they can just stay behind. But But most likely they'll probably be chilling with us on the beach.
Oh yeah,
drinking the little margaritas. And,
absolutely, that's one thing I need is a good vacation about now.
Yes.
Oh man, so where the last 2 weeks? What's been like for you? What's been happening? What's new?
Nothing. Really, just like you said, just kind of took the time to breathe and reset. I was looking on TikTok, and it was like, and it just kept popping up about. Life is really heavy right now. Life, just being a human in this time right now is heavy.
Yeah.
It's just heavy all around with everything that's going on. It's just like, man, how do I survive? How do I keep my kids in my little safe bubble? How do I keep my mental health, my mind in my little safe bubble? Because it's like, man, evil. I feel like there's always been evil. There's always been ugly. There's always been everything, and it's kind of like always at the surface level. But now it's like waves of it, like coming, and it's
because
just,
I feel like it's so much more exposed, and kids are more understanding of things. Because it's like when I was my son's age, there's a lot of things that I didn't understand at that time. But now they're exposed to so much.
Yes, I saw a little couple, and it was a 12-year-old boy, Jordan, 12, and a 13-year-old girl, and they were having a baby.
Oh no.
At 12 years old, I still didn't know how to wipe my ass good. At 12 years old, the thing that hurt me the most was that my mom would not buy me my favorite chips at the store.
Yeah.
I literally 12 years old, and I'm not
different.
even feeding you shit. Like, I was not thinking about sex at 12 years old.
Absolutely not. I wasn't even thinking about boys.
I was scared to look at my boobs. Like, why are you growing? Like, what is it doing? Like, what are you, and
That
for
is
like, just
insane.
think
But
about
look,
that.
Brody's 10 and his first week of having a phone. I don't know if I told you, his first week of having a phone. I'm big. I feel like kids should have privacy, but I
Hmm.
do feel like
To a certain
it's my
extent,
responsibility
yeah.
too to kind of like make sure everything's okay. Well, as we've previously talked about, we've trigger warning, suicide. Um, as we've previously talked about, um, my son's father has committed suicide, and we haven't had that discussion with him because I feel like he's not at the age mentally to really
Hmm.
just understand. Um, and let me tell you why. Because of this circumstance of what just happened. I went through his phone and he didn't respond because he didn't know. He didn't
Hmm.
understand. He
Yeah.
doesn't know what suicide is. As I feel like most 10-year-olds
Should,
shouldn't,
yeah.
right? And I saw a message on his phone of one of his friends talking about suicide. And I was so shocked and taken back in that moment. I didn't even know what to do. So obviously the first thing I do is reach out to my husband. I'm like, what do I do? Like, do I reach out to this kid's parent? Like, what do
What do
I
you do?
do?
Yeah.
And now Brody's like, well, I don't understand what's wrong with that. I don't know what that means. What is that word? And
Yeah.
I'm like,
It just triggers
it
a
does.
lot of
But I'm like, so
things.
now, he's like, well, what is suicide? So then I have to sit down and have a conversation with him about what suicide means. And it was just like mentally, he's not mature enough to understand it,
Mm-mm.
which we knew, which is why we hadn't had the discussion yet. But because of some other child that obviously is exposed to way too much at a certain age, we now have to have this discussion with him. And he didn't mentally understand it. Our best way of putting it was when someone, is just so unhappy, they feel like things can't get better, and, they choose an avenue to take their own life, to hurt themselves because they don't want to be here anymore.
Mm.
And his response was, well, why wouldn't they call 911? Why, if he hurt himself,
Mhm.
why wouldn't he call 911 for help? But he didn't mentally
Yeah,
understand
and
it.
I've told you many times that it's like I want to keep my kids being kids as long
As
as I
long as you
possibly can.
can.
It
But you
doesn't matter
can't
if they're 13,
control other
14,
people's
15-year-old. No, you
kids.
can control your child. And
Yeah.
you can control what's in your environment, in your child's environment, but you can't control other children in
Yeah.
their environment,
And that's
which is
scary.
scary.
It is
Yeah.
so scary because, like I said, he's now asking me things that we knew he wasn't mature enough to understand, which is why we hadn't had the conversation. Now I'm trying to have this conversation with them because he was exposed to it and he's still not grasping it.
Hmm.
So, I mean, as he shouldn't. This is a
He's
conversation
so
I shouldn't
little.
even
Like,
have
he's
to
so
have with
little
my
now.
10-year-old. And
Mhm.
it's something that I've been trying to protect him from. I'm not hiding anything. I would never lie to him. If he ever came to me and was like, Mom, I want to know these things, we would sit down and have a conversation. The only reason why it has not been discussed is due to the fact that mentally you have to be mature to understand and
Mhm.
take in certain
And you
information,
don't kind
and
of
he's
want to
not
take
there
that. You
yet.
don't want to take that. I feel like that we've kind of like the kids are like a little flower, and like you kind of pull at them and pull at them until they're like a little bud again. But it's like
Yeah.
you want to keep them sheltered as
Yeah.
long as
I feel
possible,
like
and
as
yeah.
a mom and as moms, it's our job to like, yes, I feel like extremely sheltered kids could actually like being extremely sheltered could actually hinder them.
Hmm.
But I do feel like as parents and as moms, like we have to set some kind of boundaries and try to not expose our kids to certain
Yeah,
things.
to a certain extent, is like I said again, I want to keep my kid a kid
Yeah.
as long as humanly possible because of things like that. And it's like you grow up and like before, and it's like I hate sounding like this, and I hate sounding like, oh, before when we were young, and it's like, man,
But
I
times
really
are different.
wish that my kids would had grown up when I grew up, because
Well,
it
yeah,
was
we would ride
nothing.
out. We'd come home when it was dark.
Yeah,
We'd be
literally.
out
When
in
the
the
lights,
streets.
when the street lights comes on, that's when you know it's
Yeah.
time to go home. But it
Now
was
you can't
like,
even let your kids play in the front yard.
mm-mm,
It's like I see those TikToks and it's like the nostalgic ones, like oh,
mm-mm.
we could only go back to the 90s and
Yes.
things like that. Like I'm like, man, what it would be to raise my kids in the
Yeah,
90s.
and it's funny. I always laugh because I'm always like, dude, we're the parents. We're the parents now.
Yeah.
Like, our parents are the grandparents.
Yeah.
We're the freaking parents. Like,
Like,
we're the
when did this
tios and the
happen? Yeah.
tias, and it's a crazy because now it's like, man, I don't know how to make the home cooked meals like my mom did and my grandma did, like the tamales, the pozole,
Well,
the
it's like
mole.
generationally,
Yeah, I
you
don't know how to
lose
do
that
that.
because we're built different.
No, and then like when my mom,
When your
you
mom
know,
was a kid, she was in the kitchen
yeah,
with her mom. She was
mhm,
learning those things,
mhm,
like, and now, like, we're
yeah.
built different.
Yeah, and
Like,
now like when it's our time when we're the grandparents and our kids are the parents, like we're gonna be eating pizza and takeout because bitch,
yeah.
I don't know how to cook the mole and the tamales and like that shit's like we lose so much, so many good things and good
Yeah.
traits and good like we're losing that every like with every year, every generation that's born. We are losing so much good things,
Good stuff.
so
Yeah.
good essentials, like good you know, just being a good human being is being lost.
Yeah.
It's like
Completely
it's getting
lost.
like buried deeper and deeper, which is sad
And it's
because
like when we were kids, we experienced bullying. We
not
experienced
like
those
not like
things,
this,
but they
not
didn't
like
have Facebook. We had MySpace. Like, my way of being a bully back in the day is if you pissed me off, I took you off my top friends list.
yeah,
Like,
or
that was
I would rip the picture like the
yeah,
Polaroid or like scratch
yeah.
you out of your scratch
Make a
your
little
face out
burn
of
book
it.
at home.
Yes,
Like,
like that was the
I
extent
remember
of
like
it.
AOL chat back in the gap. Like,
Hmm.
I just feel like they don't know a good
Yeah.
time at all.
And now it's like they're more exposed.
Yeah.
They're more prone to. They're more like man, and like I said again, the evil wave is coming and it gets them every time
Yeah.
closer and closer, and it sucks. It sucks so bad because I don't want my kids to grow up in like between rainbows and cotton candy and lullabies and all that shit. But it's like it's not like that anymore. It's
Yeah.
like the evil is winning, and it's so sad.
It
It's
is.
so sad
It
because.
really is. Evil is winning
But like
for
at 12
sure.
years old, dude, at 12 years old, having sex
That's
and getting
insane.
pregnant and having kids. I had my kid when I was 19 and I was still freaking out. I thought I was going to
Same.
fucking die. Like I was like, I did
Same.
not. But imagine at 13.
No, absolutely not. That
There
is a
is
kid
no
raising a
way.
kid. That
There's
is a
no way.
child having a child. I thought at 19 I was a
Yeah,
child
yeah, I
having
was
a
like
child.
embarrassed walking around pregnant because I thought people was like,
Yeah.
and I was married. I was with my husband. I was living with him. He was
And then
taking care of us.
sometimes
Like,
I like when I'm walking around with all my kids, I still feel like a teenager. I'm
yeah.
like, I feel like people are looking at me like, oh, look at that teen. Bitch, I'm 30.
Yes, exactly. And it's like it, but imagine that. Imagine like
No.
as a parent, I don't know what
That's
I
the
would do.
thing,
It's
though.
just
Like,
man.
that's a good kind of conversation, controversial conversation to have because I feel like at the end of the day, your kids are still your kids.
Always.
No matter what my kids come home and tell me, I'm going to love them. I will never turn my back on them. I will defend them in any way possible, hold them accountable, yes.
Mhm.
But, I mean, what do you do? What do you do in that circumstance?
Like as a parent, I feel like I would feel like
You're a
such
parent
failure.
again.
Yeah,
like there's
such
no
a
way your
failure.
12-year-olds could show up. And that's the thing too, is like what you said. Like as parents, we blame ourselves. My first reaction would be like, where did I go wrong?
That's the
Why
first thing you
didn't
would
I
think.
raise them well enough to know like
Wrong
right
from
from
right.
right?
And
Yeah.
yeah, and like well for me specifically, like for my parents, like my mom, if I was always like, my son Nemo is getting older. He is 15 years old. I do want to have that conversation with him about sex and being
Yeah.
and how to protect yourself and what sexually transmitted diseases are and what you how you get them, what you're
Yeah.
and how you can stay safe.
I mean,
But
that
she
age,
takes
at that
it.
age and in today's day and
Oh
age, you
yeah,
have to have
yeah, and
that.
she's taking it like she took it like wrong. She went on left turn. She's like, no, you're letting him. If you talk to him about sex, if you talk to him about condoms, and you talk to him about private
It's like
parts,
giving him
you're
permission.
you're telling him that it's okay to have sex because you're giving him the condoms. You're giving him.
But this is
You're
the thing,
giving
they're
him
going to
the.
do it regardless,
Oh yeah,
whether you give
and
them
I would
permission
rather
or not.
and no, and of course, never in 100% years. Would I say here go have sex, but look,
If you choose to
we're
feel like you are
teenagers.
ready.
They're
Yeah.
teenagers. They have hormones. They get horny. Like it's just a
And even
bodily
not only
function,
that, but the girls nowadays
Oh,
too.
yeah.
The 15-year-old girls now, baby, they're tooting, scooting,
Yeah,
and boogieing,
yeah.
okay?
Yeah, and it's something normal that our body goes through. You want to explore,
Right.
you want to know, and like I said, and for
It's
me, if I was like
curiosity.
if he was 30 years old before he ever had sex, I would be,
Yeah.
the greatest, fullest person ever. I would be the happiest mom. But I'm not stupid. I'm not
Yeah.
naive. At 15, 16, I was looking like I was like, oh, what is
Yeah.
sex? What
Right.
is that? Because my mom was like, if you kiss a boy, you're gonna get pregnant. If you let a boy grab your hand, you're gonna get pregnant. So I was like, oh shit, like I'm already gonna be
But
pregnant
those
three
are those
times.
that
Because like I done hold
say,
his
oh
hand like
shit,
three
I got
times.
three
God
babies on the
dang.
way.
Yeah, it's
Fuck.
like dang. But it's saying now like that you could never tell them that because they would never believe you. They would
Right.
laugh in your face.
No, but that's the thing though, is I feel like it's one of those things as kids, like when you're told so much not to do something,
You're
you
gonna
want
do
to
it.
do it.
You tell me not to do it. I'm still to
Right.
this day. I'm fucking 30 years old. You gonna tell me no? I'm gonna do it just
You
because you
can't.
told me no.
Every teenager goes through that rebel,
Oh yeah.
like,
Every
oh, I'm
child.
not supposed to do that. Well, let me go do that.
Mhm.
I
And
was a
like
rebel
yeah.
for sure.
And my biggest thing is I don't want to not know what I have in my house.
Oh, absolutely.
Do not act like I don't want them to be like, God forbid something happened and they're like, well, your kid did this and this and this, and me be so blindsided, be like, my son would never do that.
And that's
Versus
the
like
thing.
there's
And it's
something else when
always the
they're
parents
outside
that
the
are like, oh,
house.
mine would never. And
No.
like, if you only knew what your kid was
Yeah,
up to.
if you only knew,
If you
because
only
like
knew.
I
I
well
want to be the mom that knows.
yeah,
Like, I want to be aware.
for our little community in our little city here, it's like the women that are the churchgoers, the Bible thumpers are like, I would never, my kids would never, are the ones that are selling the drugs, doing the stealing, cussing up a storm, living what is it, in not wedlock or da 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 da,
Yeah.
and oh my God, you would never, like, they would never bat an eye at your way because you're the devil. You have tattoos, you have piercings.
Yeah.
My kid would never. Bitch, if you only fucking knew.
Yeah.
Your
So-
kid's the one that was selling the drugs at the school
And
to the kids. Like,
it's so
no.
funny because like growing up, I was like the rebel, right? And I had a bad streak. I wouldn't even say I tested my limits. I tested my
You
limits.
still do now.
All the time. I still do. But I was a party girl. We've talked about that previously. I love to party. But to other parents, it was always like, oh, that's that troublemaker. Oh, that's that girl.
That's the bad one.
All those parents that always said that shit about me, their kids ended up being crackheads,
In jail, murders, yep.
and like all the things. And I'm like, baby, at least I got that out my system, and here I am thriving.
Yeah.
While
No, I
you're
just want to
locked
know
up
that
or whatever
you
the
cannot,
case is.
if you were ever to come and tell me my son did this and this, I would put my hands in the fire for my son 24/7
Absolutely.
in a heartbeat, because I would know what I have,
Yeah.
whether it be good or bad, whether
Right.
he be, whether he have the attitude or talk back or be the
But
best
I mean,
angel in the whole world,
What kid doesn't go through
But
that?
that's what I hate, the parents that are so like, my child would never.
Oh, yeah.
My son, my daughter.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just,
If
your
that
daughter
were
was the
my
biggest
kid,
hoe.
If this, I'm like, well,
No.
good thing it's not. All right, y'all, let's take a quick break. This podcast is brought to you by Guerrero Film Co. I'm Jordan Guerrero, co-owner, as well as the owner of Jordan Guerrero Photography. If you have an event coming up, a wedding, milestone portraits that you need done, or even branding content for your business, go check out our socials and let's get you booked.
Hey y'all, for all your concrete needs, Dry Stick Concrete is the way to go. Give us a call or text for a free quote, 985-969-8016.
Yeah, that is so true, though. It's always, the parents that are like my kids that would never, that where it's like,
The
you just
biggest
have no
hypocrites. And
clue.
around
Yeah.
here, around Hammond, Fall, Independence Day meet, it's like, bitch,
And I feel
we
like the
fucking
day and
know.
age that we live in and the things that our kids are exposed to, you have to be an open book.
Mhm.
Like, you have to be like, I tell my kids are still young, but Birdie's at 10, and like I said, exposed to way more than you would think
We
he
were
is.
at their age. So.
And I tell him all the time, like, and Elijah too. He's gonna be that kid. I could just tell you right now. But I tell them all the time, like, even if you do something wrong, I can't give you the tools to help you if you're not honest with me.
I can't fix it if you don't.
I
if
can't
I don't know
fix
the
it if I
truth,
don't know. If you do something wrong, if you fuck up, if you or do something, do not tell me out of fear.
Mhm.
Like, I can't help you if you don't allow me to help
Yeah.
you. And because honesty is everything. And we go through, even with the petty things, with the petty shit, like, no, I didn't touch him, no, I didn't hit him. Did you hit him or not? Yeah, I hit him. Why'd you lie to me?
Mhm.
Because those little things add up. And I'm like, if I just brush it off and I tell you, like, oh, it's okay, how am I ever going to trust you with big shit if you can't be honest with me about little
Yeah,
things?
and my mom always said, todo tiene solución menos la muerte, which is everything has, everything can be fixed besides death. Like you
Yeah.
cannot fix death.
Yeah.
But it's like if you come and you tell me 99% of the time we'll be able to fix it.
Yeah.
Make it better, make
Find
it
a
go
way
away.
to do something,
As a
resolve it in
parent,
some kind of way.
as a parent, as a mom, I will burn this fucking place to the fucking ground to make sure my kid is safe
Absolutely.
and make sure that we fix it, but if you hide it, if you lie, if you don't tell me, my biggest thing is don't lie.
Don't play me for
Don't
a
lie.
fool.
Because I tell my son, my 15-year-old, you lie to me, I'm gonna lose every piece of confidence and
Respect.
trust and respect that I have on you, and that's I'm
Yeah.
done. There's no more. I'm not playing this fucking game with you.
Yeah.
What is the worst thing I can do is yell at you, punish you, take your phone away. You're not gonna die.
Right.
Versus you not telling me and
Yeah.
all hell break loose and then I can't help you.
Yeah.
And I hate that because, like I said, I will burn this bitch down for my children. Like, in a
Absolutely.
heartbeat. There is no way, there is nobody
Period.
that can stand in my way to my children.
Oh,
There is
absolutely not.
absolutely no
I would
way.
go to hell's end
Oh,
and
yeah.
back and
In a
face the devil
heartbeat.
himself
Mhm.
for my babies.
Yeah,
And I mean that wholeheartedly.
There's nobody in this world that can get between me and my children.
And that's
ever.
the thing, like, I can take some shit, but if you say something about my husband or my kids, game over.
Mhm.
Like, game over.
Yeah.
Like, Mama
I
Bear
don't play
is coming
about that
out. I
shit.
don't play
Like,
about that. And that's just, I stand behind that. I stand behind the fact that I would literally go to the end of this earth for
Mhm.
for
All
my kids and
extremes,
my
there
husband.
is no way. There is no way because I feel like that I brought them into this world and I'm the only one that can
Yeah.
take them out of it because there is no way I can let anybody hurt my child, my children,
Yeah.
my children, my siblings, my parents. There is no way.
Yeah.
That's like a big thing, but I just get sad, sis. I just get really sad as the time goes because it's like instead of the technology and all this being great for us and doing great things for us, it's hindering us.
Yeah.
It's allowing
helped
the
in
bad things get worse
Yeah.
like this
Oh,
and
yeah.
easier,
Well, and it's like, it's helped progress things in certain ways, like when it's come to like hospitals and doctor
Mhm.
research and things like that. Like, that's great. But like all this like personal shit and like the exposure to our kids, and not only that, but the news media
Yeah.
and this and that, it's just like it's instilling fear in people every day. It's spreading shit that hurts
Mhm.
people every day. And I can't imagine, like, like we get stupid shit on our TikTok page.
All the time, which
Sometimes
is
I've got,
ridiculous from grown men.
Yeah, and it's
Grown
just
men,
like-
stop.
but it's just like, those are things like you just don't know what somebody's going through to just like randomly troll people on the internet. Like, how miserable are you? Obviously are miserable. Like, you have to go out of your way to just say mean, hurtful, hateful things about people to make you feel good. You're obviously miserable. But it's just like, you don't know what kind of headspace that you're putting somebody in by doing that kind of shit. And they don't care. That's why they do it.
They don't care.
But
It's just disgusting.
it
It's so
is.
disgusting because it's like you really just sit behind a fucking phone or a computer or tablet and just nitpick at people.
Right.
Another adult.
Right.
Like, and I don't expect this. I don't allow this for my children either. But, it's more acceptable from a child that doesn't know better
Right.
than from a fucking 30
Grown-ass man.
30 plus ass fucking adult.
Yeah.
That you literally go cut your grass. Go fucking find you a
Go
fucking
touch
wife.
some grass,
Like,
bitch.
I don't
Like,
understand.
You
Like,
have some healing to do, buddy. That's all I'm
it's
saying.
ridiculous. It's sad. Like, instead of you cutting that evil string and being the better person, being the bigger person, you're just feeding that shit.
That's it.
For what?
Right.
For what? There's no reason. If you don't fucking like it, slide. If you don't fucking like it, delete it. If you don't
Yeah.
fucking like it, don't fucking watch it. There's no need for you to sit there and talk shit.
And
I don't care.
Right. We literally were talking about this earlier in the kitchen because we were saying, like, I feel like when you put yourself out on the internet, you're obviously more susceptible to it. But that doesn't make it okay. Like, oh, it's just because we're putting ourselves out there that people do this.
We're making it acceptable, and it's
Right.
not. Like,
It's
we allow
not.
it, but if it was up to me, any motherfucker that got something. Okay, I'm open the door, and you form a line right there, and you say it to my face, because 90% of the time you're not gonna do it, because you're a fucking keyboard warrior. You're not gonna. You don't have the balls. You don't have the ovaries to come and say it.
Yeah.
To the face of the whoever person that you're. And half the time it's like a little random fucking 70-year-old man that's not married, has never had a girlfriend in his freaking life, is sitting there trolling a beautiful girl for what?
Right.
It's like, and it's unnecessary. It's not. Like, instead of you getting for, if you're kind, the kindness will come to you, and you will get friends, and maybe
that's the thing. That's it right there. It's unhappiness.
Yeah.
They're so unhappy that they have to make other people unhappy. But one thing about me is I'll take that shit. Like, it is what it is. And I talk my shit back, but it always gets blocked for whatever reason, which pisses me off. And by the way, while we're on that, TikTok is glitching, and I'm sick of that shit.
It's crazy.
I'm so over it.
Everybody's saying that. I've seen it so much.
I'm so tired of it. Yeah. And on the subject of, it's hard to stay consistent, like showing up and being consistent and posting your 3 to 5 TikToks a day and running, other socials and things like that. It's just like, it's exhausting. I need y'all to get y'all shit together. Okay?
But it was since they got sold, right? And
yes. And it was like, at one point, there was a whole 2 days that none of my content would post.
And it was like for a hot second, like it's for 2 days. It was like the same videos would pop up, and I would already had liked them, and they just it was like a stream of them, like continuously. I'm like,
leave it to the U.S. taking over for everything to go to shit.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
It was, it's so annoying, because it's hard to put in that work and to do all that and to show up, and it feels like it's for no reason. Like, why am I even doing this?
Yeah, because it takes time out of your already a busy day, and then it still fucks, like, for what? Like, you should have just left it how it was.
But, right. What I've learned, too, is I feel like I've started to move so much more quieter, because I feel like, if I, even with simple things like, what's your podcast on next week? I'm just like, I don't know. Like, I don't even want to discuss it anymore, because it's like, I don't want opinions. I don't want, like, everybody has an opinion. Everybody has something to say. Everybody has their input, but nobody's doing it, Like, just for instance, like having a guest on and people think like all of a sudden we're no more.
I just feel like they're always what that people want is for everybody else to be miserable like they are. So they're quick to
it's like they stir it.
To give that venom, to give their venom. Like in Spanish, it's so much easier to say it, but it's like avientan su veneno. Like they're always like throwing that venom at you because they want you to be miserable too. But if it's not harming you, if that's not what you like, if it's not what you want to watch, if it's not what you want to hear, don't do it.
Right.
You're an adult.
Right.
You can swipe. Like, don't watch it. Don't hear us. Don't share us. Which most of you fucking miserable ass people don't, which it takes 2 seconds to share and to repost.
Well,
because
it was like, even with the content creation stuff, like from people that I know, people that I'm friends with, they're not on my shit.
And it comes from, and from our little get together that we had the launch party. People showed up that I would never in 1,000 years thought, and it's so crazy. And I'm so thankful. But man,
support and love from strangers on the internet than I do people that you would think that will do it. Yeah, and it's just like, if I have advice for anybody, if you're trying to start anything, whether it be a business, a podcast is the thing. Like, podcast is the thing. Mm-hmm. It's not weird for us to be doing this. So many people are doing podcasts. But if you have, and I've had a couple people that I personally know actually reach out to me asking for like help on starting up a podcast and things like that. Like, just do you and have fun, because every single person you know is going to have an opinion. Every single person you know is going to have an input. Every single person does not want to see you succeed. Just do you and have fun while doing it, and just say fuck everybody else, because that's what it's going to come down to, is fuck everybody else. I had came from the get-go. I had come to Cynthia about the start up the podcast. We had said we wanted to do it together. We both had discussions about how, we wanted to do like some interviews and have, new faces on, and because there's only so much that we can talk about amongst ourselves. Like, there might be an experience that we want to talk about that we haven't experienced. I can't give somebody my input or my advice or my opinion on something that I've never experienced myself.
Mhm.
So I feel like bringing new faces on and doing these kinds of things, like, but man, y'all just like, y'all take some shit, y'all create some shit, and y'all run with it. Y'all really do. We're good. We're Gucci over here, y'all. We good.
I feel
But
like we're adults, and if there ever came to a point where this was no more, and we didn't want to do this, and we always, and
y'all would hear it from us.
yeah, we came to an agreement, and we've always been under the same thing as if you're unhappy, at any time this makes you unhappy or it brings nothing to the table for you
Let it
anymore,
not affect us.
and because at the end of the day, if we don't do this anymore, you're still my sister-in-law. You're still
Right.
going to be married to my brother. So I still have to see you. I
Right.
still have to deal with you. I
But
still
you're
have
still
to be your
also,
family.
even aside from that, you're my friend.
Yeah. So it's like
But
I would rather 1000%, and I told you this before, if this ever gets to where it's getting in between our relationship,
that I
I
don't
would
want it.
rather lose this and lose our relationship
And I've
and our
said the
friendship
same
because
thing.
I'm
And
not.
I've said, like, if it ever gets to a point where you feel like this is too much, if you're unhappy, if you're not enjoying it, whatever the case may be, I want us to be able to speak amongst each
Yeah,
other.
we told
These
you
are
that. I told you
conversations that we've had and that we're aware of, but people make their own assumptions and they run with it and they start. And I feel like it's because they see, oh wow, they're having so much fun, they're enjoying themselves, they're doing whatever the case may be, and it's just like they try to create issues.
I feel like that the people that are so miserable always want everybody else to be miserable around them,
Yeah.
and they don't.
Misery loves company.
When they see happiness, when they see friendships that are like genuine and true and heartfelt, that they don't want to see that. They
No.
don't like to see that, so they always want to again like peck at it or talk shit or start shit. But it's like it's not gonna work. We have a lot of time under our belt, and it's just like I don't think that there's anything that you can probably throw at us that will make us not like each other. We've been through a lot, and we've been through a lot that not a lot of people
have been through in
have been
friendships
through,
or
and
family or whatever the case may be.
Not, and even if you did go through that, maybe you probably wouldn't make it through because it was a lot of self growth and self love to kind of move forward from the things that we've been through and things that she's been through, that I've been through, that we've been through as a family, as friends. So it's just I don't think there's anything that y'all can throw at us that will mess with us. But man, stop being so miserable. Like it's not okay. It's not fun. So stop. And you're old. Like once you pass 16, 17, like that miserable shit, like grow up. Like it's
gotta
not.
Go. But I am happy that we're back. I'm happy that we recorded again. I'm happy that we took a little break to kind of, we're going to be making some upgrades to the actual like podcast itself. Like I said, we want to incorporate some ads. Like we have a lot of things going on behind the scenes, and we're still tired and triggered, baby. Our schedule originally was supposed to be bi-weekly episodes, and we're going to go back to that just because we want to make sure that we have good engaging stuff and don't run out of things to talk about, and sort things with guests coming on and looks and everything else. So we will be on a bi-weekly schedule, so stay tuned for our next episode. As always, thanks for listening.
Thank you guys, and have a good day, and stay safe, and be nice to each other.
Be nice, bitch, and mind your business and stay out of our shit.
Please.
Bye.